Hey everybody, it's me, just making another video. I was gonna take a break from making videos today, but after I saw my last video, I said, hey, let's make another video today because that last video I had, it was just for the other guy that I told I was gonna make a video for, but didn't really get too many views. But I thought I would give you another video, which will be today, and I'll be talking about wrestling. This time it's only going to be a quick, it's just going to give you my quick thoughts on the WWE release of Scott Goldman and then the TNA release of Petey Williams and Sanjay Dutt. First off, I want to talk about the release of Scott Goldman. I saw this on 411 Mania, like I think it was I think it was a couple days before SmackDown, where Scott Goldman would get destroyed by Umaga. And when I looked at that with the WWE's, when I looked at the section saying that the WWE released Scott Goldman, I was thinking, what the hell? What the hell? I mean, the guy was just barely with the company just now, and they just released him. It made no sense to me because there could have been a lot of things they could have did with him. And here's the excuse why the WWE let go of him: that we didn't have anything to do with him, and he didn't have the look. I mean, we keep. I don't get that part right there. That the look, and then he's got a really great look, and then we didn't know what to do with them. There was plenty of things you could have done with them. You could have moved them over to Raw. I mean, I'm not good with my ROH or anything because I mean I've seen a couple of ROH, and I know there's some history of ROH with CM Punk and everything like that. But from what I seen in ROH, from part of it, he did have a feud with CM Punk, and they had some matches. And when he was Colt Cabana in ROH, I mean, what they could have did was play to the feud with CM Punk and Scott Goldman. I mean, they could have played those two together for a feud on Raw, had those two feuding. It would have gave him something to do. I mean, they could have feuded with for the Intercontinental title, for God's sake. I mean, it's not being defended. The last time it was defended was against when CM Punk defended the belt against William Regal, but since then he hasn't really defended the belt. So really, they could have played off their history and back in ROH when CM Punk and Scott Goldman, who was Colt Cabana, when they feuded. I mean, they could have did that this time with the Intercontinental title, and you could have had some kind of a feud with those two going on for maybe a couple weeks or something like that, because we already know CM Punk's in the Money in the Bank. But I mean, you could have did something before that Money in the Bank matchup, or you could have had something at WrestleMania between the two. Even if you didn't put CM Punk in there, you could have had an Intercontinental title match between the two, and I'm pretty sure it would have been a good matchup. But I don't know, WWE just didn't really think about that. So that's just my opinion what they could have did with them. The other thing they could have did with them is they could have moved them into the announcing team, because the both brands are like lacking a good color commentary, except for SmackDown, which has got Taz and JR, who are good. You already know Taz is good, but I mean, you could have moved them over to Raw, and you could have improved Raw's commentary team. I mean, if you look at the Raw commentary team, you got Jerry the King Lawler and you got Michael Cole, and people are already getting sick of Michael Cole. I mean, he's always saying vintage. He's always screwing up on moves that every time a wrestler does a move, he always screws that up by saying this and that, and he messes up all the time. He's got a knack for messing up on his color commentary. And then King is not the same. He's not the same Jerry the King Lawler back from 1998 all the way to 2000. He's not the same Jerry the King Lawler. So really, you could have asserted him and had the three color commentary guys on there on Raw. You could have did that. I mean, Raw's did that before. I mean, look what happened back in 1997, 1997 or 96. You had Jerry the King Lawler, Jim Ross, Vince McMahon. Then you had those two do that again from 97, and then kind of towards 98 before Vince McMahon left color commentary to form the corporation and then have feuds with Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then look what happened in 2006, 2000 or 2007. You had the Coach, you had Jerry the King Lawler, and then you had good old JR. I mean, they could have did that. You could have had three good color commentary. You could have had three color commentary guys on there, and then they also did that with Joey Styles as well. So they could have did that same thing with Scott Goldman, have him on color commentary, and every time Michael Cole messes up, you can have Goldman like cover it up because he's entertaining. From what I heard about him, he's entertaining. He's got a great charisma, and he's just got that aura about him, and that's what they could have used for him in the color commentary department. But WWE said he didn't have the look, and they didn't know what to do with him. So that's just them. So really, but I think that's what he could have did. He could have either feuded with CM Punk for the Intercontinental title, or he could have went to color commentary. But WWE didn't think about that, so now he's gonna have to probably go. He's probably gonna end up going back to ROH or wrestle a couple of the independent shows. But it's just a shame to see what happened to him. We then move on to TNA with Petey Williams and Sanjay Dutt. When I heard about this, I was like, what the hell happened? I mean, TNA might not be good in areas that the WWE is good at, but when it comes to talent, TNA has the best roster on their talent. I mean, they got the best roster on their talent. They got the best roster in TNA, which is better than WWE's roster. I mean, that's something they can say that the WWE really couldn't say. And now you lose two of your most talented wrestlers, and Petey Williams, who was doing good stuff. The thing I didn't like about how they used him is they turned him face, and he wasn't really doing anything, and they put him in mindless feuds, and then they turned him heel, and then doing the worst thing by teaming him up with Scott Steiner, which kind of hurt him in a way. And then they had the audacity to dye his hair and then have him cut it, and it made him look like Scott Steiner. It was just ridiculous, that gladiator gimmick. I didn't like that. And then from there, he was just not used right. He wasn't used to the Petey Williams that was in 2005, 2006. He had the moves, but he just wasn't used right. And then it came to the point where TNA just said we didn't have anything to do with them, which they could have used them even more, but they didn't think of that, so they just let him go and released him, which is a shame because I really like Petey Williams' work. I mean, you had Petey Williams, who always gave it 110% whenever he worked. He had a good attitude. He was a good guy, from what I heard backstage, and he was just an overall good talent. And it's a shame to see how he was used in his later part before he got released in TNA. But hopefully he might go to the WWE. But I'm pretty sure he's going to be working some independent shows and stuff like that. Then we go to Sanjay Dutt. And when I saw this, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe they released Sanjay. I mean, Sanjay Dutt is not with TNA. I mean, it's a shame how they used him by having him. He was a good talent before he turned heel, and then after his heel turn, I mean, it was just downhill from there. I mean, he was jobbing a lot on TV. I mean, he wasn't really being taken seriously, mainly because of how TNA was using him, and it's just TNA. And then the part where they had him do one of the worst heel turns at, I forgot what pay-per-view it was, Slammiversary 2008, I believe, where they had him turn heel, which was terrible. And then the worst part was they had all the legends destroy him and beat him down, which made him look weak, and he lost all of his credibility right there. So my thing is, hopefully there's been talk of him maybe in talks with WWE, so hopefully he does good things in WWE and he's used better than he was in TNA, because he was used really poorly in TNA, and he wasn't used to his potential that I saw in him. And he was just an overall good guy backstage, and he was just a wonderful talent, and it's a shame that he's not with the company. But like I said, maybe WWE will pick him up and do some good things with him, and then maybe he might work the independent shows, and maybe some good stuff will start happening to him. Anyhow, that's just giving you my quick video about the TNA releases and the WWE releases. Hope you like my video. You can rate, you can comment. and hope to give you my WrestleMania series number 3. Until then, I'm out. Peace.